Good evening, my name is Faye, and tonight you are here for your bedtime full body stretch and breathe class. This is a great class to help you wind down from a busy day, help you let go, relax, and get rid of any lingering stress or tension so you can get a nice night's rest. This is a great class if you spend a lot of time seated at a desk or in a car. This will help to stretch a lot of those muscles in your legs and hips. For today's class, if you'd like to use some props to support your practice, I encourage you to grab a bolster, and if you don't have a bolster, you could also use a pillow or a thicker blanket or a towel. I also suggest having a blanket, and if you don't have a blanket that you could spare, you could also use a thicker towel here. And then finally, if you have a set of blocks, highly encouraged to use them. But if you don't have blocks, you could use a set of heavier books or cans or anything that might be able to support your body weight that is stable and secure. But if you don't have any of those props, it's perfectly fine. You can still show up and do this practice exactly with what you have. So let's go ahead and get into it. For props today, I'm going to lay my bolster out. And so if you have a pillow here, you can lay your pillow underneath your knees for a little bit more support. You can take your blocks out to the side and your blanket somewhere nearby if you'd like to have it. Come up to the top of your mat, your knees are bent, your feet are rooted into the mat. Inhale, reach your arms forward. And then exhale, slowly roll yourself down all the way onto your back. You're welcome to use as little or as much core here if you like. If you'd like to use less, you can lower your hands down to the mat and roll yourself all the way down onto your back. When you arrive, inhale, reach your arms towards the sky and take a nice full body stretch. And then exhale, release your hands alongside your body, out to the sides. Allow your legs to relax. Allow your feet to relax down towards the ground. Invite your eyes to close or soften. Gently become aware of where your body comes into contact with the ground. Notice where the weight is in your body. Is it on the right side? Is there more weight on the left side? Perhaps it's more balanced. Gently begin to shift your attention to the temperature of the air on your skin. Is it cool? Is it warm? Gently begin to shift your attention now to the quality of your breath. Is it relaxed and easy? Or perhaps it requires a little more effort? Are your breaths more shallow? Or perhaps they're a little deeper? There's no wrong answer. You're just checking in with how you are right now. Let's go ahead and take a breath in community. Empty all the air from your lungs. And then take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Fill all the way up. And then open your mouth. Exhale, sigh out all the air. Let it go. Try that one more time together. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth. Exhale, sigh it out. This time, allow your lips to seal and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Stay here with your breath for just a few more rounds. Gently begin to deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. Invite a little movement into your fingers and your toes. And if it feels nice, you can gently rock your head from side to side and allow your eyes to float open. When you feel ready, bend your knees and plant your feet. If you have the bolster underneath your legs, you can remove it out to the side. Draw your heels in closer towards your glutes. So if you reach down with your fingertips, you may be able to touch your heels. Your arms are away from your body, palms face down. Take a breath in. And then exhale completely. Press your low back into the mat. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, fill up. Notice here how your back creates a little arch. And then exhale. Can you press out all the air that's between your back and the ground? One more time. Inhale, fill up with air. And then exhale, press your low back into the mat. Excellent. This time, inhale. Ground down through your feet and lift your hips up off of the ground for your bridge pose. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs together, and then exhale, lower your hips back down to the mat. Nice and slow. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your hips. And then exhale, lower back down. Once more. Inhale, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes at the top. Draw your chin away from your chest. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Excellent. You're welcome to continue to do this, or if you'd like to add in your arms, inhale, reach your arms to the sky, lift your hips up off of the ground. Perhaps your hands come up to the sky, or maybe they even come back behind you. Exhale, lower your hips, lower your hands back down to the mat. 3 more times. Inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, lift your hands. And exhale, lower down with control. This is your dynamic bridge. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your hips, raise your arms to the sky. And exhale, lower back down. You may start to feel sensation in your glutes. 1 more time. Inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, lower your hips back down to the ground. Excellent. Inhale, pick up one knee and then the other, parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, draw your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Massage out your low back here. And then release your hands down to a T shape alongside your body. Inhale, lift your knees back up to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower your knees over to the right this time. Your shoulders stay glued down to the mat. Your gaze stays up at the ceiling. If you'd like, you're welcome to take a block or pillow in between your legs or your blanket. You could do that as well to support your back. Your gaze can be over at your left hand. Take a nice, slow, steady breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, start to lift your left hand up towards the sky and bring your left palm to touch your right hand. Your left shoulder will roll up off of the mat. Exhale, open it back up. Press the back of your right hand down to the ground. Inhale, close back down. And exhale, open and twist. 1 more time. Inhale, palms to touch. And exhale, press your back of your hand back down to the mat. Open up. Release your blocks or supports from in between your legs. Roll back onto your back. Inhale, bring your shins parallel to the ceiling. And exhale, draw your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a little rock and roll from side to side. Extend your arms back out to a T. Inhale, lift your shins parallel to the ceiling. And exhale, lower your hips down to the left this time. And you may want to play with your props. You can play your bolster right between your legs or underneath your knees, or just a little bit more support for your back. Gaze can be at the ceiling or over at your right hand. Take a nice slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, start to lift your right hand up off of the ground, palm towards the sky to touch all the way down towards your left palm. Your right shoulder comes up. Exhale, open, press your shoulder back down to the ground. Release the back of your hand to the mat. Inhale, lift up and close your palms together. And exhale, open and twist. Once more, inhale, lift your hand and press your palms together. And then exhale, open and twist. Inhale, remove your props from in between your legs if you have them there. And exhale, roll back onto your back. Inhale, draw your knees in toward your chest. And exhale, give yourself a little squeeze and a little rock from side to side. Massage out your low back here. Come back to stillness. Plant both feet flat onto the mat. Knees stay bent. Inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. Option to leave your left leg here, or perhaps you'd like to extend it out long. Draw your right knee in toward your chest or to the outside of your rib cage. Squeeze it in. If it feels nice here, you may want to roll out your right ankle, wiggle your right toes here. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, extend your right leg long on the mat. Take a full body stretch. And then exhale, draw your left knee in toward your chest, give it a squeeze. Option to bend your right knee here if that would feel more supportive on your back. See if you can draw your left leg, left thigh closer towards your left side body, closer towards your underarm. Feel the compression in the side body and in your tummy. Again, if you'd like to roll out your ankle here or wiggle your toes, that might feel nice. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, extend your left leg long. Take a nice full body stretch. And then exhale, roll over onto your right side. You can pop up onto your right elbow and use your right hand to cradle your head and take a soft bend in your knees here. We're going to take some clamshells. So your knees are stacked, one on top of the other. Your ankles are stacked. Inhale, lift your knees up and away from each other. Keep your feet together. Exhale, lower your knees down. 4 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Excellent. Now we'll take reverse clamshells. Keep your knees together. Lift your ankles. So lift your top left ankle. Inhale, lift your left ankle towards the sky. Flex your foot. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your ankle up towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. 3 more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And then inhale, extend your left leg long, either point or flex your foot. And start to make little circles here with your leg. Continue to focus on your breath. If you don't feel comfortable with your head propped up, you're always welcome to relax your head down towards the ground if that would be better. Go ahead and reverse the direction of your circles. Notice where you feel sensation, how this feels in your body. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale, release your leg back down. Inhale, roll back onto your back. Exhale, draw your knees in toward your chest. Reach around for the backs of your legs. Allow your knees to come wider than your hips. And just find a little rock here from side to side. And then for you, go ahead and roll over onto your left side this time. And I'll just turn around so you can see the other side. And again, your arm can be out long here, up to the top of your mat, or you can bend your elbow and support your head. Take a nice soft bend in your knees. We'll take 5 clamshells, lift your top leg, or lift your top knee apart from your bottom knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 4 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time, keep your knees together. Raise your top left ankle. Flex your foot. Inhale, lift your ankle away from your bottom ankle up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Extend your top leg long and start to make circles here with your leg. It can be as big or small, or as fast or as slow as you'd like. Personally, I like to try to make as small of circles as possible. I feel like this challenges my legs a little bit more sometimes, but it's totally up to you. Go ahead and reverse directions. Try to focus only on moving the leg in the hip socket, not your whole body here. So just keep the body as still as possible and continue to rotate through your leg. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale, let it go. Release your leg back down to the ground. And then roll back onto your back. Take a nice full body stretch. Reach your arms out long. And your legs out long as well. And then exhale, drop both knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Plant your feet, your knees stay bent. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. And exhale, cross your right ankle over your left knee. You can stay right here and use your left hand to your right hand to your left hip crease. Excuse me. You can stay right here and use your right hand to your right hip crease. Or if you'd like a little bit more, you can start to float your left leg up off of the ground and interlace your right hand behind your left thigh or the front of your left shin. Continue to flex through your right foot. Feel this stretch through your outer hip, outer glutes. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, lower your foot back down to the mat. And exhale, uncross your legs. Take your feet as wide as your mat. And allow your knees to drop from side to side. The next time you pass through center, return back to stillness. Bring your feet back in line with your hips. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. And exhale, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Take your left hand to your left hip crease. Gently press your hip crease open right here. You're welcome to stay here. Keep your left foot flexed and active. Or for more sensation, start to float your right leg towards the sky and reach around with your left hand for the back of your thigh or the front of your left shin. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Can you draw your left leg a little bit closer towards your heart? Continue to flex through your left foot. Feel the stretch in your outer hip, outer glute. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Release your hands from your leg and then release your left foot from your knee. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and drop your knees from side to side. Next time you pass through center, return back to stillness. Lift one knee up towards the ceiling and then the other. Cross your ankles, reach around for the backs of your legs, and find a little movement here by bringing your knees forward toward your chest and then away from you to find a little rock and roll up the length of your spine. If this doesn't feel right, you're welcome to just roll over onto one side and press yourself up. And then we're gonna roll over onto our hands and knees, tabletop shape. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Tuck your toes, stretch through the bottoms of your feet. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze for cow pose. Exhale, release your feet flat, press into your hands, scooping round through your back, tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, tuck your toes, pull your heart through your arms, lift your gaze for your cow pose. Draw your shoulders from your ears. Then exhale, release your feet flat, tuck your chin toward your chest, and scooping round through your back. Cat pose. Once more, inhale, tuck your toes, drop your belly, lift your gaze. And exhale, release your feet, scooping round through your back. Stay here in your cat pose. Find a couple more breaths. See if you can breathe into your upper back. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Exhale, walk both hands forward of your shoulder, about one handprint distance or more. Inhale, press your hips over to the right and forward. Exhale, press your weight into your left hand and back towards the left. Start to make these full body circles in this direction. Move with your breath. Notice how this feels in your body. The next time you complete one full circle and you come back to the top, reverse directions. Take a few more full circles here. Notice how this feels in your body. Take one more slow and steady breath wherever you are. And then exhale, return back to stillness. Gently begin to walk your hands to the corners of your mat and allow your forehead to drop between your arms towards the ground or on a block or pillow. If this doesn't feel good for you, try a block underneath the forehead for a little bit more height. Or you can always stack your hands here, one on top of the other, and allow your forehead to come on top, or you could make two fists here and allow your forehead to come on top of those if that would feel better. In this shape, you want to make sure your hips stay stacked right over your knees. The belly relaxes towards the mat. It's a gentle heart opener. Take a few more rounds of breath here in your version of puppy pose today. Inhale very slowly, start to lift your gaze, press yourself back up onto your hands. Exhale, bring your big toes to kiss, your knees out slightly wider than your hips, and bring your hips back toward your heels, child's pose. Relax your forehead onto the mat. Arms can stay outstretched long. You could place a block underneath the head here, Or if you would like, you can always stack your hands again, one on top of the other, and take a few rounds of breath. See if you can breathe three-dimensionally, front to back and side to side. On your inhalations, allow yourself to really explore the expansion of your rib cage as you breathe in. And then on your exhale, notice how it softens and relaxes back down. Explore any other sensations you experience as you continue to breathe here for a few more rounds. Inhale, very slowly start to lift your head back up off the ground. And exhale, bring your knees back in alignment with your hips, tabletop shape. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you, toes around the ground. Inhale, shift the weight into your hands, and then press your right heel down towards the ground. Inhale, rock back into your hands. Exhale, lift your heel up off of the ground. Take a breath in, press into your hands, draw your shoulders away from your ears, and then exhale, bend your knee, draw it towards your nose. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you, toes are lifted off the ground, but keep your foot flexed so your toes point down towards the ground. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen, extend your leg behind you, and then exhale, bend your knee towards your nose. And then step it forward in between your hands. This is your low lunge. You can take your blocks on either side of your foot here. Inhale, push into your blocks or into your hands, lift up through your chest. Check your alignment. Make sure your knee is stacked right over your ankle. And if your ankle is further back, see if you can walk your foot forward. You may want to use your hand here to make sure they're stacked right on top of one another. If you find yourself struggling with balance here, you can always walk your right foot out to the right side of your mat for a little more space for your hips. Take a breath in, press into your blocks or into the ground. Exhale, relax your shoulders from your ears. Bring your hands on top of your knee to heart center or reach your hands up towards the sky. Choose whatever feels good for you. Take a nice slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. For a little more stretch through your left hip flexor, squeeze your left glute. Notice where you experience sensation. Actively press into the big ball mound of your right foot and the shoelace side of your left foot back behind you. So your left foot, press your toenails into the mat, and then your right foot, really press that big ball mound down. Feel your inner thighs engage. And you may even gently press your right hip back, your left hip forward to square your hips to the front of the mat. Take a slow and steady breath in. And exhale, let it go. Stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. You got it. One more slow, steady breath in. And then exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Kickstand your left foot in underneath your sit bones and make your way all the way onto your bottom. So your right leg is long out in front of you. Draw your right toes back towards your face. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your right leg. You can take your blocks here to frame your legs if that would feel nice. Draw your right toes back towards your face. Soften and relax through your jaw. If there's a lot of tension in the back of your leg, you can always take a soft bend in your right knee. We're here for a few rounds of breath. Notice where your mind is. Can you come back to the present moment? Can you reconnect to the sensation of their stretch, the sensation of your breath as it flows in and out? Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale, let it go. To make this more supportive, you can always place a blanket or a pillow across the torso. And you have multiple heights here with your bolster. You could lay your torso across it to make it a little bit more restorative and relaxing. Place your forehead on top. Whatever feels good for you. Take one more slow and steady breath in here. And exhale completely. Inhale very slowly, start to press yourself up. And then exhale, bring your right leg outside of your yoga mat, out to the side a little bit more. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And then exhale, drop your right hand towards your right inner thigh and start to slide your right hand down along your leg. Maybe it stays at your calf, perhaps it goes down towards your ankle, or maybe you catch hold of your foot. Your left hand can stay here on the ground. It can reach up towards the sky, or perhaps you'd like to start to reach your left hand towards your foot. Wherever you are, see if you can spiral your shoulders back, open up through your chest. So notice if your left elbow wants to cave forward in your side bend here, see if you can open and press your shoulder back. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling, somewhere in the middle, or perhaps it's better for your neck today to be towards the ground. Choose the option that feels right for you. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale very slowly, start to reach both arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your hands down towards your left foot. Draw your left heel away from your crotch. Maybe I shouldn't say that word. Inner groin. Inner groin. And then take your left hand back behind you. We're going to roll over onto our left shin and our right foot. Inhale, push into your left hand. Sweep your hips up towards the sky. Reach your right hand back behind you. Press your hips forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Lower your hips down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift and press into your hand. Lift your hips up off of the ground. And then exhale, lower your hips back down. Pick up your right leg and bend into your right knee. Bring your knees back around you and make your way back onto tabletop shape. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips here. Inhale, tuck your toes, drop your belly, lift your gaze for cow. And then exhale, release your feet flat, scoop and round through your back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. Exhale, press your hands into the mat, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you, toes are on the ground. Inhale, shift your weight into your hands. And exhale, press your heel in, down towards the mat. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. Inhale, lift your weight forward back into your hands. Exhale, float your left leg up off of the ground. Take a breath in, really press into your hands, lift up and out of your shoulders. And then exhale, bend your knee, draw your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you, flex your toes down towards the ground. Your leg is about hip height. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Inhale, lengthen and extend your leg back behind you. Reach the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, bend your knee to nose. And then begin to step your left foot forward this time, in between your hands or closer towards your left thumb. Take your 2 blocks to frame your foot. Find your low lunge on this side. Again, here you can always separate your hips to make a little more space for them. Check your alignment. Make sure your ankle is stacked right underneath your knee. If you need to, crawl your foot forward. It's perfectly fine if you need to crawl your foot forward. Your hands here can stay on your blocks, down on the ground. When you're in this shape, keep it really active. Press into the big ball mound of your left foot. So your big toe of your left foot, press into that fleshy, bony part that's right below your big toe. That's what I mean by ball mound. So really press into that, and then press into the right foot, the top side of your right foot. So really press your toenails down into the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together. You might even notice if you can press your right hip forward, your left hip back slightly. Feel how your inner thighs engage. And again, if you'd like, you can keep your hands here on your blocks, on the ground, on your knee, heart center, or up towards the sky. Wherever you are, see if you can draw your tailbone underneath you, stack your ribs right over your hips, your shoulders right over your hips. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. For a little bit more stretch in through the front of your right hip, squeeze your right glute, feel the stretch in your hip flexor. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. You're welcome to play with your different arm variations. Take one more slow and steady breath in wherever you are. And exhale completely. Lower your hands down to your blocks or to the floor in front of you. Inhale, spiral your right knee in closer towards underneath your sit bones and sit back onto your bottom. Extend your right foot out alongside your left leg somewhere. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Flex your left foot back towards your face. Exhale, hinge from your hips and start to fold forward over your legs any amount. You can take your blocks here under your forearms or take your bolster across your lap to make this a little bit more supportive. If there's a lot of tension in the back of your left leg, take a soft bend in your knee. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. Let go of any tension or stress. If your mind begins to wander away, come back to your breath. Notice sensation as it flows in and as it flows out. Stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. You got it. Take one more slow, steady breath in through your nose. And then exhale completely. Inhale very slowly. Start to press yourself up. Move any props out of your way. Exhale, bend your left knee and stick it out to the outside of your mat so you have a little bit more space. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, drop your left hand towards your inner left calf. You're welcome to stay right here. You could lower your hand down to your knee or the ground, or you could even take your right hand behind your low back. You're welcome to stay right here, or perhaps you'd like to start to slide your left hand down your inner left leg towards your ankle, or perhaps it goes towards your foot. And again, keep your left foot flexed and active, so press your toes back towards your face. If If you'd like, you could start to reach your right hand up towards the sky and reach around for your toes perhaps. To make this a little more restorative, you could take a block to the inside of your leg and allow your forearm to relax on top of it. If your right arm reaches up and over, notice if you want to cave and round through your back. See if you can press your elbow back, open up through your chest. Gaze can be somewhere up at the sky, in the middle, or if it's better for you, down at the ground. Breathe into your side body. Take a slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, rise back up. And then exhale, move your props out of the way. Sweep your right hand back behind you. We're going to roll over onto our right shin and our left foot. Inhale, push into your right hand, lift your hips up off of the ground. Sweep your left hand forward or back behind you. Press your hips forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower your hips with control down to the mat. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, press into your right hand, lift your hips up off of the mat, and reach to the back of the room. This is your stargazer. Take a breath in, and then exhale with control, lower your hips back down to the mat. Extend both legs out long, give your legs just a little shake, a little wiggle. Bend your knees, plant your feet, scoot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, very slowly roll yourself all the way down, or support yourself using your hands here behind you. And when you arrive, take a nice full body stretch. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your hands back behind you and start to walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Pick up your shoulders and walk them over to the right corner of your mat as well. And then pick up your feet and walk them over to the right corner as well. You're in this little banana shape asana. They call this banana asana. It's a nice little side body stretch. If you'd like a little bit more, you can always cross your right ankle over your left. And perhaps you find a little more depth by walking your ankles closer towards the right corner of your mat. If you'd like, you can take your left hand to your left forearm and start to pull on that. Breathe into your side body. Exhale, relax, and let everything go. Inhale, lift your head, return back to center. Exhale, lift your legs and return them back to center. Uncross them if they were crossed. Take just a moment to reset. Notice how you feel. Does your right side feel any different than your left? If you notice any difference or no difference at all, it's perfectly fine. There's no wrong answer. You're just checking in. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up off the ground and walk them over towards the left side of your mat. Extend your arms towards the left corner. And then pick up your feet and ankles and walk them over towards the left corner of your mat as well. Breathe into your right side body. Keep your shoulders rooted down into the mat. If you'd like to add more sensation, pick up your left ankle, cross it over your right. Perhaps you can nudge your legs over just a little bit more towards the left corner. Maybe you'd like to reach with your right hand toward your left forearm and gently pull yourself over just a little bit more. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, release your grip, uncross your body parts, and return back to center. And then roll over onto one side and gently begin to press yourself up. So if you have blocks or if you have a bolster or blanket, I will suggest having a blanket or bolster for this part of the class. So first of all, you can place your pillow or your bolster longwise on your mat. And if your bolster isn't very thick, or if your pillow isn't very thick, perhaps you want to double it up just a little bit more and scoot so that your low back touches your bolster, and then you can hold onto it and roll yourself all the way down onto your back here. Allow your hands to come out to the sides. Your knees can stay bent and your feet can go wider than your yoga mat or as wide as your yoga mat, and allow your knees to collapse inwards. This is your most supportive place to be for your supported fish pose. Or if you'd like, you could extend your legs out long in front of you, or a little bit more hip opening. You can bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out to the side. So that's one option. If you don't have a bolster, but you do have a couple sets of blocks, another great variation of this is to take your block at the medium height, and you'll place this underneath your head. So medium height, like this, that goes underneath your head, and then you'll place this other block at the lowest height, right here underneath your shoulder blades to support your upper body, upper chest. And they're about maybe 4 to 6 inches away, depending how long your spine is. And so the way you get down here is you bend your knees and plant your feet, and you adjust so that you can take your block right underneath your upper middle back area, and then find the other block underneath your head. When you arrive, you may need to adjust and fidget or wiggle here so you can find the place that feels most supportive and comfortable for you. So you should feel a lift in your upper chest area. Your hands can come out alongside you. And again, same leg variations. Extend your legs out long, feet together, knees out to the side. Or most constructive and supportive place to be is with your feet as wide as your hips or slightly wider, and your knees together. This is your supported fish with the block variation. And if you get down here and you don't like the blocks poking into your back, you're welcome to place the bolster right on top. So that's another option if you have these props, and this will make it even more supportive. And with this, you want to make sure your low back touches the bolster as you roll yourself all the way down. If you don't have any props and you still would like this gentle heart opener, I definitely encourage you to go and grab those pillows or blankets to be able to do that. Do one of these variations. Otherwise, another variation, which is a little bit less restorative, would be to extend your legs out long in front of you, bend your forearms onto the ground, take your hands in your back bottom pockets, and so you create a bit of a triangle shape here with your arms and your shoulders. Your head can stay upright, tucked, or perhaps you'd like to start to relax your head down towards the ground for your fish pose. In whatever shape you're in, see if you can find a little ease and softness in your face, your jaw. Relax your shoulders, relax your back body. Take one more slow and steady breath in, and exhale completely. If you're in this fish pose without any props, take a couple rounds of breath. And then when you feel ready, release your hands out to the sides and allow your back to relax flat on the mat. Allow your eyes to soften down or fully close. Take just a moment to notice how you feel. Start to scan your body from head to toe. Noticing if you're holding any residual tension, tightness, holding or gripping. And see if you can let it go. Perhaps you actively send your breath to those areas that feel a little tense or tight. And offer a gentle reminder that it's okay to let go. It's okay for your body to relax. you haven't already, allow your eyes to soften down or fully close. And stay here for a few rounds of slow and steady breaths. Gently begin to invite in a little movement into your fingers and your toes. And if your legs are out long, go ahead and bend your knees and plant your feet. If you're in a supported fish pose from earlier, you may want to take your palms and bring them face down and roll over onto one side. And then very gently start to press yourself up and join me in a seated shape of your choice. If it calls to you, inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your palms to touch. Draw your hands through heart center. Take a slight bow of your chin to your chest. Acknowledge all the effort, all the work that you put into your practice this evening, knowing that it was enough and that you are always enough. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. The love light in me bows to the love light in each of you. And together, I'll greet you with Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Again, my name is Faye, and if you enjoyed this content, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling today. Give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos in the future. Thanks so much for being here. See you next time. Bye.